Так. I took my dog for a haircut. Cut hair или haircut, забыла.
Ну,
Грумер.
грумер вообще это. Грумер. To a groomer.
Groomer. Also, I сейчас washed, нет, cleaned my home. I да, что ж, предупреждать, что я сделала еще. I cooked борщ. I walked at the forest, and I bought new socks.
Okay, good. Masha, what did you do last week? Lena, what are you going to do this week? И будешь говорить I'm going to. Okay? 3 достаточно.
Last week I went to my parents. I тоже пойду, получается.
Нет, надо
Или
про
я...
прошлое.
На прошлое.
What did you do last week?
Ну, на следующей же неделе.
Маша, last week.
Next это точно. Тогда не так. In last week, на прошлой неделе.
Last, this. Next, без предлогов.
Last week что я делала? I cleaned my apartment. I cooked dinner, supper, and breakfast. I went to my walk, and on weekend I went to forest.
Okay, good. Thank you. Larissa, are you here? Лариса где-то бежит на улице, видимо, ветер.
Я захожу, чтобы здесь хотя бы не было ветра. Last week I went to Formula 1.
Oh, great.
Last week I гуляла по набережной.
Walked.
Нет, walked это я знаю, преимущественно набережная я.
Seashore или sea coast, если морская. Или river shore.
I walked to sea coast, Sochi. Last week I прощаться.
Say goodbye. В прошедшем только говорим.
Say goodbye?
Да.
I say goodbye with my sister.
Нет, I said goodbye to my sister.
Said goodbye my sister. She
улетать?
Уехала. Ну да.
Покидать будет leave. Leave, left, left.
Left, значит, да?
She left for и назвать куда. Например, переехала в Москву, she left for Moscow.
She left for Austria.
Okay. Good. Okay. Anything else?
Last week I
I go to train.
Went to.
Went to train.
Mhm.
Last week um, I cooked tomato juice, наверное, будет.
Yeah, possible.
Этот,
Yeah. Сок томатный. Tomato juice.
ну, томат,
Okay.
если спросить.
Okay. Okay. Well done. Thank you, Lena. What are you going to do next week? This week.
Week. Next week, I'm going to study English every evening. Next week, I'm going to visit my friend.
У меня тут занятия, мне некогда стоять ждать, пока ты тупишь.
Next week, I'm going to work.
Mhm. Good, Masha.
Next week. Это следующая неделя.
Мгм.
Да, все правильно, ничего не путаю. Next week I visit
I'm going to visit. Мы же еще должны это выражать.
I go to visit my parents. Next week I что я буду делать?
Ну, еще одно что-то и уже. Мгм.
Ну, walked.
Маш,
Ой,
Маш, в будущем говори. А то это как японский, там же нет будущего времени, там говоришь слово, просто говоришь завтра. Приходить завтра.
Что-то я запуталась.
I am going to или I will do something.
Ага, тогда, значит, I will, то есть я буду, да. I will
Так.
Маша тоже зависла.
Мгм.
О, отвисла.
что-то зависло. У меня тоже зависает что-то.
Мгм. I
Что
will.
ты будешь делать, сказала?
Мгм.
Я сказала, что я буду гулять в парке. I will going in the
Walk.
park.
Walk in the park.
Walked in the park.
Окей. Ну и сейчас мы посмотрим с вами немного Боба Канедиан. У него маленькое видео о том, как отреагировать, если вам говорят там sorry и так далее. Очень просто, здесь все будет понятно, поэтому включаю, смотрим, отмечаем для себя. Это хорошие расхожие фразы для общения.
Что-то звука нет.
Sorry to you in English.
Мгм.
Well, hey, welcome to this little English lesson on what to say after someone apologizes to you in English. If this is your first time here, though, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below and give me a thumbs up at some point during this video if it's helping you learn just a little bit more English. So what I'm going to try and do is give you 8 different situations where someone might apologize to you, and then give you the best phrase I think that you should use in that situation. The first example would be if someone forgets your birthday. Maybe your birthday is on July 1st and it is now July 2nd, and your brother has not phoned you to say happy birthday to you. Maybe on July 2nd, the phone rings and it's your brother, and your brother says, "I'm sorry, I forgot your birthday." 2 things you could say: "It's okay," or "That's okay." Those would both be great responses in a situation where someone forgets your birthday. Hopefully people don't forget your birthday too often. For our second phrase, let's imagine a situation where you are sitting at a restaurant waiting for a friend of yours to meet you. Maybe you have planned to have lunch together at 1 o'clock and the clock is ticking and your friend is late. When your friend shows up, they might say, I'm sorry I'm late. I had a few things to take care of at work and it was hard for me to get here on time. You could respond by saying, hey, it happens. That is a great way to make your friend feel at ease. I'm assuming you're not upset that they're late if you respond that way. And I would say that is just a great way to accept their apology for being late. For our third way to respond to an apology, let's imagine that your car is in the garage being repaired and the mechanic told you that they would have your car done by 4 o'clock. Maybe your mechanic phones you and says, we're sorry, your car isn't going to be done until 5. A great way to respond would be to say, that's no problem, or that's not a problem, because hopefully you can wait just 1 more hour to have your car repaired. For our fourth phrase, let's imagine a situation where a friend of yours has borrowed your car, and when they return your car, they say, hey, thank you so much for letting me borrow your car, but I'm sorry, I forgot to put a little bit of gas in the gas tank. You would just say to them, it's cool. Hopefully that's what you would say to your friend. Usually when you borrow someone's car, it is nice to put a little bit of gas in the tank. But if your friend was genuinely sorry and said, I'm sorry, I forgot to put a little bit of gas in the tank, it would be very nice of you to just say, hey, it's cool. For our fifth phrase, let's imagine a situation where you lent your phone to a friend and while they were using it, they dropped it on the ground and broke it. If it was an old phone and if you were planning to buy a new phone anyways, when your friend says, I'm so sorry, I dropped your phone on the ground and broke it, you could respond by saying, don't worry about it. I was going to buy a new one next week anyways. Or there's a shorter form of don't worry about it, which is no worries. We often in English, in an informal way, will respond to someone who apologizes by saying, no worries, I was going to buy a new one next week anyways. I'm not sure what you would say though if your phone was brand new and your friend dropped it on the ground, but I'll let you think about that one. For our sixth phrase, imagine you are at a busy subway station and someone bumps into you and they say, of course, I'm sorry. A great response would be to say, it's all good. When someone bumps into you and you don't get hurt and they say that they are sorry, when you say it's all good, what you're saying is that it's okay. I wasn't hurt. It was just a soft bump. Everything is okay. So a great way to respond is to say it's all good. So the last two phrases I'm going to look at the same time, and those phrases are, I forgive you, or I accept your apology. Both of these you would use in a more serious situation when someone is apologizing for something very, very serious. A good example would be maybe a brother or sister of yours was really mean to you when you were a kid. And later in life, as an adult, they might come and apologize to you. They might come and say, I just want to apologize for being so mean to you when we were kids. This would be a more serious apology, and therefore it merits or it deserves a more serious response. So you would respond to that by saying, I accept your apology, or I forgive you. Those would be two really good answers for that type.
Окей. Итак, если вас случайно каким-то образом, ситуаций было несколько здесь описано, побеспокоили и сказали I'm sorry. I am sorry. Дальше может быть там, например, for, ну и что-то. I'm sorry for. Или просто I'm sorry. Какие фразы вы запомнили, можно сказать? Первая, самая классная. No worries. Или it's cool. Помним, да? Еще что вспомнили? It's okay.
Ну да.
Not a
No
problem.
Мгм.
Not a problem. I'm fine.
Мгм.
Окей. Если сложная, серьезная какая-то неприятность, в которой нужно ответить, например, простить, я тебя прощаю. I
I forgive.
forgive you. Если была какая-то... Или я принимаю ваши извинения. Если произошел конфликт, и человек искренне извинился, как мы скажем?
Забыла. Ой,
Apology.
я
Well, hey,
apologize.
that was just
You apologize.
I
give you-
accept,
I
accept your
your apologize.
apology. Да, apology. I accept your apology.
Я принимаю твои изменения. Такие.
Да. Пожалуйста, запомните эти фразы. Какие-то для себя определите как любимые. Что-то типа no worries, not a problem. Но и две сложных I forgive you, I accept your apology. Это очень вежливо, если произошел какой-то действительно инцидент. Sorry? So, that is the end of the lesson. Какие есть пожелания?
Никаких. Все замечательно.
Что-то еще? Идем постепенно. Будут возникать, пожалуйста, направляйте. So, ladies, have a good night. See you tomorrow at 9:20 in the evening. Okay?
Мгм.
Thank you. Good night.
Bye.
Good night.